Cancer, welcome. Welcome back if you're returning. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot. This is your weekly read. And this is a reading for Cancer placement, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's a general reading. Won't resonate with all of you, but hopefully there'll be something of value for each of you to take into your week. So we're using the Linestrider Tarot this week. This is the deck that I started the channel with. There you are, Cancer. Look at that. About a year ago, I started this channel, recordings. And so I wanted to use the Linestrider. It has a special place in my heart. I know the lighting in this room can sometimes wash out these cards, so my apologies. But I do definitely want to read from this deck. Getting some great readings for folks this week. So let's see what we have this week. What we're looking at are questions around change and reevaluation, reassessment, kind of getting a feel for where we are with things and where we might need to reevaluate, why we might need to make some changes. And so the first line at the top there is where you think things need to be changed, where you think things need some readjustment, and the bottom is where Spirit thinks some things need to be readjusted. We'll pull some cards from the LightSeers Tarot at the end here to get some practical guidance on how do we start taking some steps toward the change that we're discussing here. Get some water in me. And let's see. The Moon, Six of Cups, the Magician. These are your cards. For Spirit, we have the Hermit, the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. These are intuitive readings, folks, so if you read tarot and you find some discrepancies between the way I'm interpreting things and the way the book told you to read, that's just because they're not always the same. I think every reader has their own perspective. Not sure why that had to come up at this moment, but I felt the need to say that to you because I feel maybe my reading's not going to align exactly with book interpretations. For you today, intuitively, I'm feeling maybe some adjustment, but we'll see. Let me just sit with these energies for a moment, and then we'll dive in. That Six of Cups has come up a lot this week. A lot. For a lot of signs, it's nostalgia, it's happy memories, it's having appreciation for where you've been, who you've been. Finding joy in remembering. I feel like for you this week, Cancer, you're looking at where you are and you're not sure how you got here. That's what's coming through for me. There's a sense of remembering who you were, and then it all gets kind of foggy and hazy in a way. Things are a little unclear how there was then and now there's here now, and how did it all happen? It's like time has folded for you, or you're not really clear what changed. Like, you feel like you didn't orchestrate these changes. You didn't pick a life path and make it happen. It just all kind of unfolded, and here you are. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm kind of getting a mixed reading on that, but it's more of a puzzled kind of energy. So what you think needs to change is that it should be more clear, maybe, going forward, that you are in control of your life. You feel like you kind of go with the tide, and that you've let yourself be washed along, and you've ended up somewhere pretty good, but you feel like you should take more control of your life path. Let's see what Spirit feels. Spirit tends to feel here, I think, that hope for the future lies in you kind of evaluating your situation, appreciating all of your gifts, and accepting that new opportunities come along every day if you have the eyes to see them. So I'm a little challenged by your reading today, Cancer, as to what Spirit is thinking needs to change. It feels like your perspective is very external focused. Things have happened to me. I wasn't really in control. They were good things. It all worked out. But, you know, ultimately in the end, everything's okay. But I want to be more in control. I want other people not to change my path for me. And Spirit is saying, don't worry about other people. Worry about you. Focus on you. Not worry, that's the wrong word. Sorry about that. Focus on you. Because you feel like you've gotten where you are without taking any control of it. You feel like all the good fortune that's come to you has been you riding the tide. But in reality, that's not the case. In reality, it's all of the gifts that you possess. And appreciating your gifts is what allows you to see all of these great opportunities that have quote unquote, landed in your lap. Not everybody can see that way. So what needs to change maybe is your appreciation of yourself and the way you can see what happens or what would happen, the way you can figure out which wave to ride, essentially, is what's coming through there. Let's take some cards here, Cancer, for some guidance on how to take steps to change. So how do you appreciate yourself more? How do you feel more in control? Two of Pentacles. This is assessing the things that you have in your control. Figure out where you actually can control things. Where are there choices for you to make? Where is there any sort of control on your part? Because we don't always have any control, right? Five of Cups. Work on your perspective. Make sure that you are focusing not on what didn't work out, but on what remains as a possibility. Focus on all of these Ace of Pentacle opportunities that come around for you. 3 cards to finish off our reading for you, Cancer. We have the Ace of Swords, the 7 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands. So, how do you step toward change? You get really clear on the fact that you have choices and you make choices. And that helps you see that you actually are in control of your life. It's not that you're just lucky. It's not that good things have just happened to happen. When you look clearly, when you can see clearly your past, this nostalgic review, you can see that you've made choices all along the way. And because of the choices you've made, and very specifically the choices you didn't make, you've gotten where you are. And you can very quickly shift your thinking from I'm a passive player to I am an agent of change, and I have made my life what it is, and I will continue to make it even better. You can get there quickly once you realize, once you take the time to shift that perspective and to see where you've made your choices. So when you're feeling nostalgic right now, Cancer, make sure every time you remember, oh, wasn't it great it worked out that way? Take an extra minute or two and look at how did it work out that way? Was it in fact just a purely random chance that I was selected for that job? Or did I make a phone call to somebody that I knew, that knew somebody there, and get myself an interview? Was it purely luck that I married an amazing person? Or did it have everything to do with the time that I went out of my way to help this person, to make them feel better when they were sad, to listen when they just needed someone to listen. Did I make the steps I needed to make at each turn? And when I didn't make the right step, did I go back and make it right? And I think you'll find that on each of your lucky chances and fortunate outcomes, there was an aspect of you being involved there in the choices that led to that outcome. So this is sort of like a Cancer Appreciation Week, I guess, for you. Because what needs to change is really your perspective on your role in your success. And it shouldn't be a difficult thing for you to get there if you just pepper your reminiscing with a little bit of evaluation of how these good things came to be. Thank you for being here with me this week and for the past year. It's meant a lot to me. It really has, to have this space and to have all of you. For those of you that I've done private readings for, I know you've told me they were helpful, but I want you to know that they were really helpful for me as well, because this has been a space of solace during the difficult times that we've come through the past months, and it means a lot to me to have all of you here this week and every week, and so thank you very much for that. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and we'll see you next time. Blessings.